So this has to do with the fucking morons, otherwise known as the NYPD's 20th Precinct. Why are they fucking morons? Well, I was illegally evicted from my apartment by my landlord. My landlord currently owes me $270,000 plus treble damages for illegally charging illegal rent. The illegal rent was confirmed by DHCR, the state's authority on illegal rent, and that's it. I was evicted by Manhattan Judge Peter Wentz. Peter Wentz, as far as all purposes of the discussion is concerned, he's a fucking criminal. But that's not really the big problem. The big problem is that I went to the NYPD because while the landlord was trying to illegally evict me because he realized I figured out he was overcharging rent, he began venting toxic fumes into my apartment. I went to the police, the 20th Precinct, and I said, my landlord's venting toxic fumes. They said it was definitely assault and highly likely attempted murder. I said, what are you going to do about it? They said, nothing, come back and see us again if he does it again. And then they erased my detective's report. And then they arrested me for falling asleep at the subway across the street from my apartment, avoiding toxic fumes, which was the attempted murder they said that he was doing, but they arrested me for avoiding my own attempted murder. It doesn't get any worse than that. The 20th Precinct arrested me for avoiding my own attempted murder that they defined. Fucking assholes. So, I start camping out at the park during the day to avoid any toxic fumes, right? Or just I got nothing. Where else am I going to go, right? I went to a shelter. They almost killed me in a fucking shelter. I go there, and I get assaulted in my sleep. It's the cops doing it. The mayor has created some program where they have a nurse. I get injected. They cut a hole in my fucking tooth. They cracked my ribs. They just basically beat me up in my sleep. Just rubbed dirt in my clothes. They did this today. So I'm walking out. I'm livid. I'm walking out of the park because I ran a company here for 20 years. I didn't do anything. I haven't violated any of the laws. It's because they're in the pocket. They're taking bribes from a Jewish Republican landlord. And I'll describe why that is in a second. I mean, why specifically that in a second. So I walk out of the park and I see a cop and I go, this is them, right? This is the cops. They go, mm-hmm. I said, this is their fucking union, right? He goes, mm-hmm. So the cops know. That cop knew. And it's not all cops. It's a couple of fucking scumbag whores. You fucking bag of shit. Fuck you. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that's really frustrating. The former U.S. attorney, Preet Bharara, charged the top 3 commanders and like 21 inspectors for doing things very similar to what I'm talking about. Trump fired him. Almost all those cops walked free. The other thing is, the current New York Attorney General, Leetta James, is investigating my landlord, the Edelsteins, for doing criminal shit. So, what the fuck is going on here? What are you doing? This is stupid. This is so fucking retarded that I have to deal with these idiots who are obviously criminal, and they're obviously racketeering. This doesn't make any sense at all. That landlord owes me money. That's the state law. That's the United States law. You can't steal from people. You can't take their money illegally and then not pay them back. That's just the law of the land. And, so I went to federal court. P.S. I went to federal court. The fucking cops are in there tampering. They're corruptly influencing federal law clerks to craft custom-made orders for the fucking defendants. If you've read some of my orders, it's like a child wrote them. They're like emotional diatribe, just nonsense. They don't make any sense. It's stooge-like. It's like the entire system is a stooge fest. So, I don't get it. This has got to stop. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm not going to be somebody's criminal victim while criminals run around free, wearing police uniforms and using their badges as an excuse to get some criminal business done. Fuck you. Fuck you. This is your union. What kind of fucking union? What? I don't understand. I don't understand the HR process here. How do you hire juvenile retards who do things like this? Track down a victim on behalf of your bribe client to make sure that this tenant doesn't get any footing in federal court to get back the money you owe him. They owe me money. The Edelsteins owe me money. The notorious Edelsteins, the landlords. Oh yeah, let me go back. So backtrack. The specific Republican Jewish landlord thing, that's exactly who the former U.S. attorney charged. He didn't charge just anybody. It was very specific. It was that particular group of people. They clearly delineated. The FBI delineated. Right? So I'm not racist. I don't have a problem with Jews. I have a problem with this specific group of fringe extremist retards who do things like racketeer and use violence and toxic fumes, and then I get arrested for avoiding my own attempted murder by the 20th precinct. I have a problem with that. I think any American would have a problem with that. I think, when New York City carves out this kind of little hole for these people, there's something wrong with you. There's something very wrong with you. And Mayor de Blasio, I'm talking to you. They used your nurse to come put me out to carve a hole in my fucking tooth today. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Anybody, and you don't know this is going on? Bite me.